Which of the following substances is known as the sleep hormone? A. Dopamine. B. Melatonin. C. Adrenaline. D. Noradrenaline. The correct answer is B. Melatonin is known as the sleep hormone because it regulates the sleep-wake cycle. Which neurotransmitter is a precursor to adrenaline and noradrenaline? A. Dopamine. B. 5-HT. C. Melatonin. D. Acetylcholine. The correct answer is A. Dopamine is a precursor to adrenaline and noradrenaline in the synthesis pathway. Which of the following substances is also known as epinephrine? A. Dopamine. B. Noradrenaline. C. Adrenaline. D. Melatonin. The correct answer is C. Adrenaline is also known as epinephrine. What is the end product of heme catabolism in the breakdown of red blood cells? A. Biliverdin. B. Bilirubin. C. Urbilinogen. D. Urbilin. The correct answer is B. The end product of heme catabolism is bilirubin. Which condition results from high bilirubin levels in the blood, causing yellow skin and eyes? A. Hypertension. B. Jaundice. C. Anemia. D. Hyperthyroidism. The correct answer is B. Jaundice is a condition that results from elevated levels of bilirubin in the blood. Which enzyme converts biliverdin to bilirubin during heme breakdown? A. Biliverdin reductase. B. Bilirubin dehydrogenase. C. Bilirubin reductase. D. Biliverdin dehydrogenase. The correct answer is A. Biliverdin is converted into bilirubin by the enzyme biliverdin reductase. What is the excretory form of bilirubin that gives urine its yellow color? A. Bilirubin. B. Urbilinogen. C. Conjugated bilirubin. D. Urbilin. The correct answer is D. Urbilin is the excretory form of bilirubin that gives urine its yellow color. Which of the following substances is derived from the breakdown of hemoglobin during red blood cell turnover? A. Melatonin. B. Dopamine. C. Bilirubin. D. Noradrenaline. The correct answer is C. Bilirubin is derived from the breakdown of hemoglobin during red blood cell turnover. What is the main precursor for the synthesis of melatonin? A. Tyrosine. B. Tryptophan. C. Phenylalanine. D. Serotonin. The correct answer is B. Melatonin is synthesized from the amino acid tryptophan, not tyrosine, phenylalanine, or serotonin. Which of the following neurotransmitters is derived from the amino acid tyrosine? A. Serotonin. B. Dopamine. C. Melatonin. D. GABA. The correct answer is B. Dopamine is derived from the amino acid tyrosine, not serotonin, melatonin, or GABA. Which of the following substances is involved in the fight or flight response in the body? A. Melatonin. B. Dopamine. C. Noradrenaline. D. 5-HT. The correct answer is C. Noradrenaline is involved in the fight or flight response, not melatonin, dopamine, or 5-HT. Which enzyme converts dopamine into noradrenaline? A. Dopamine decarboxylase. B. Dopamine hydroxylase. C. Phenylethanolamine N-methyltransferase. D. Tyrosine hydroxylase. The correct answer is B. Dopamine is converted into noradrenaline by the enzyme dopamine beta hydroxylase, not dopamine decarboxylase, not phenylethanolamine N-methyltransferase, not tyrosine hydroxylase. In the breakdown of heme, what is the intermediate product formed before bilirubin? A. Biliverdin. B. Bilirubin diglucuronide. C. Heme catabolites. D. Unconjugated bilirubin. The correct answer is A. Biliverdin is the intermediate product formed before bilirubin in the breakdown of heme. not bilirubin diglucuronide, not heme catabolites, not unconjugated bilirubin. Which enzyme converts biliverdin to bilirubin during heme breakdown? A. Biliverdin reductase. B. Bilirubin oxidase. C. Heme oxygenase. D. Heme dehydrogenase. The correct answer is A. Biliverdin is converted to bilirubin by the enzyme biliverdin reductase. Not bilirubin oxidase. Not heme oxygenase. Not heme dehydrogenase. What is the water-soluble form of bilirubin excreted in urine? A. Conjugated bilirubin. B. Unconjugated bilirubin. C. Bilirubin glucuronide. D. Bilirubin sulfate. The correct answer is A. Conjugated bilirubin is the water-soluble form excreted in urine. Not unconjugated bilirubin. Not bilirubin glucuronide. Not bilirubin sulfate. Which of the following is a byproduct of the breakdown of hemoglobin during red blood cell turnover? A. Biliverdin. B. Bilirubin. C. Heme. D. Hemoglobin C. The correct answer is B. Bilirubin is a byproduct of the breakdown of hemoglobin, not biliverdin, heme, or hemoglobin C. Which of the following substances is not a catecholamine? A. Dopamine. B. Noradrenaline. C. Melatonin. D. Adrenaline. The correct answer is C. Melatonin is a hormone derived from serotonin and is not classified as a catecholamine. What is the major enzyme responsible for converting tyrosine to dopamine? A. Phenylalanine hydroxylase. B. Tyrosine hydroxylase. C. Dopamine beta hydroxylase. D. Aromatic L-amino acid decarboxylase. The correct answer is B. Tyrosine hydroxylase is the enzyme that catalyzes the conversion of tyrosine to dopamine in its synthesis pathway. In the breakdown of heme, what free radical is produced during the conversion of bilirubin to biliverdin? A. Carbon monoxide. B. Nitric oxide. C. Fe2 D. Oxygen radical. The correct answer is D. Production of an oxygen radical occurs during the conversion of bilirubin to biliverdin in heme breakdown. Which enzyme catalyzes the conversion of adrenaline to noradrenaline? A. Dopamine beta hydroxylase. B. Phenylethanolamine N-methyltransferase. C. Monoamine oxidase A. D. Phenylethanolamine N-methyltransferase. The correct answer is A. Dopamine beta hydroxylase is the enzyme responsible for converting adrenaline to noradrenaline in its synthesis pathway. Which of the following substances is the primary site of action for selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, or SSRIs? A. Dopamine. B. Noradrenaline. C. 5-HT. D. Adrenaline. The correct answer is C. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors primarily target the reuptake of 5-HT, or serotonin, in the brain. What is the primary excretory route for bilirubin in the body? A. Lungs. B. Kidneys. C. Skin. D. Intestines. The correct answer is D. Bilirubin is primarily excreted through the intestines in the form of urobilinogen. Which of the following enzymes converts noradrenaline to adrenaline? A. Tyrosine hydroxylase. B. Phenylethanolamine N-methyltransferase. C. Dopamine beta hydroxylase. D. Phenylethanolamine N-methyltransferase. The correct answer is B. Phenylethanolamine N-methyltransferase is the enzyme that converts noradrenaline to adrenaline in the synthesis pathway. Which of the following substances is synthesized from the amino acid phenylalanine? A. Dopamine. B. Noradrenaline. C. Adrenaline. D. Melatonin. The correct answer is A. Dopamine is synthesized from the amino acid phenylalanine in the neurotransmitter synthesis pathway. Which enzyme converts dopamine to noradrenaline in the catecholamine synthesis pathway? A. Dopamine hydroxylase. B. Tyrosine hydroxylase. C. Phenylalanine hydroxylase. D. Phenylethanolamine N-methyltransferase. The correct answer is A. Dopamine is converted to noradrenaline by the enzyme dopamine beta hydroxylase. What is the primary precursor for making adrenaline and noradrenaline in the catecholamine pathway? A. Tryptophan. B. Tyrosine. C. Phenylalanine. D. Serotonin. The correct answer is B. Tyrosine is the precursor for the synthesis of adrenaline and noradrenaline. Which enzyme converts serotonin, or 5-HT, to melatonin? A. Monoamine oxidase. B. Acetylcholinesterase. C. Aromatase. D. N-acetyltransferase. The correct answer is D. N-acetyltransferase is the enzyme responsible for converting serotonin to melatonin in the melatonin biosynthetic pathway. Which enzyme catalyzes the conversion of biliverdin to bilirubin during heme breakdown? A. Heme oxygenase. B. Biliverdin reductase. C. Urbillinogen synthase. D. Bilirubin glucuronidation enzyme. The correct answer is B. Biliverdin reductase is the enzyme responsible for converting biliverdin to bilirubin during heme breakdown. What is the water-insoluble form of bilirubin transported bound to albumin in the blood? A. Urbilin. B. Conjugated bilirubin. C. Indirect bilirubin. D. Direct bilirubin. The correct answer is C. Indirect bilirubin is the water-insoluble form that binds to albumin during transport in the blood. Which of the following substances is synthesized from the amino acid histidine in the body? A. Histamine. B. Dopamine. C. Melatonin. D. Adrenaline. The correct answer is A. Histamine is synthesized from the amino acid histidine through the action of histidine decarboxylase. Which of the following substances is a neurotransmitter known for its role in mood regulation and pleasure sensation in the brain? A. Melatonin. B. Noradrenaline. C. Dopamine. D. Adrenaline. The correct answer is C. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter associated with reward-motivated behavior and pleasure sensation. Which enzyme is responsible for the converting melatonin in the body? A. Aromatase. B. Catechol or methyltransferase. C. Hydroxyindole or methyltransferase. D. Acetylcholinesterase. The correct answer is C. Hydroxyindole or methyltransferase is the enzyme that converts serotonin, 5-HT, to melatonin in the pineal gland. What is the primary excretory form of bilirubin formed after conjugation with glucuronic acid in the liver? A. Conjugated bilirubin. B. Unconjugated bilirubin. C. Biliverdin. D. Urbillinogen. The correct answer is A. Conjugated bilirubin is the water-soluble form of bilirubin. It's excreted in bile and eventually converted to urbillinogen in the intestines. What is the main precursor for the synthesis of adrenaline and noradrenaline in the catecholamine pathway? A. Tyrosine. B. Tryptophan. C. Histidine. D. Phenylalanine. The correct answer is A. Tyrosine is the primary precursor for the synthesis of adrenaline and noradrenaline in the catecholamine biosynthesis pathway. Which enzyme converts dopamine to noradrenaline in the catecholamine synthesis pathway? A. Dopamine beta hydroxylase. B. Aromatic L-amino acid decarboxylase. C. Tyrosine hydroxylase. D. Phenylethanolamine N-methyltransferase. The correct answer is A. Dopamine beta hydroxylase is the enzyme that catalyzes the conversion of dopamine to noradrenaline in the synthesis of catecholamines. In the breakdown of heme leading to hyperbilirubinemia, what is the final product formed that contributes to the yellow discoloration of the skin and eyes? A. Bilirubin. B. Biliverdin. C. Urbilinogen. D. Deltaporphyrin. The correct answer is A. Bilirubin is the end product of heme catabolism. When elevated, it leads to hyperbilirubinemia and jaundice. Which enzyme converts serotonin, or 5-HT, to melatonin? A. Serotonin N-acetyltransferase. B. Aromatic L-amino acid decarboxylase. C. Hydroxyindole methyltransferase. D. Acetylcholinesterase. The correct answer is A. Serotonin N-acetyltransferase is the enzyme involved in converting serotonin to melatonin in the pineal gland. What is the water-insoluble form of bilirubin that binds to albumin in the blood for transport to the liver? A. Conjugated bilirubin. B. Unconjugated bilirubin. C. Biliverdin. D. Urbilinogen. The correct answer is B. Unconjugated bilirubin, also known as indirect bilirubin, is the water-insoluble form that binds to albumin in the blood for transportation to the liver. What is the role of dopamine in the body? A. Regulating sleep-wake cycles. B. Regulating mood and pleasure sensation. C. Initiating the fight or flight response. D. Initiating the synthesis of adrenaline and noradrenaline. The correct answer is B. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter known for its role in mood regulation and pleasure sensation in the brain. Where does the synthesis of melatonin primarily occur in the body? A. Pineal gland. B. Hypothalamus. C. Adrenal gland. D. Thyroid gland. The correct answer is A. Melatonin, known as the sleep hormone, is primarily synthesized by the pineal gland. Which substance is synthesized from noradrenaline in the body? A. Dopamine. B. Adrenaline. C. Melatonin. D. Serotonin. The correct answer is B. Adrenaline, also known as epinephrine, is synthesized from noradrenaline. What is hyperbilirubinemia? A. Elevated levels of serotonin in the blood. B. Elevated levels of melatonin in the blood. C. Elevated levels of bilirubin in the blood. D. Elevated levels of heme in the blood. The correct answer is C. Hyperbilirubinemia is a condition characterized by elevated levels of bilirubin in the blood, leading to yellow discoloration of the skin and eyes. Which enzyme converts dopamine to noradrenaline? A. Dopamine beta hydroxylase. B. Tyrosine hydroxylase. C. Monoamine oxidase. D. Dopamine decarboxylase. The correct answer is A. Dopamine beta hydroxylase is the enzyme responsible for converting dopamine to noradrenaline in the catecholamine synthesis pathway. What is the primary function of noradrenaline in the body? A. Regulating sleep-wake cycles. B. Regulating mood and pleasure sensation. C. Initiating the fight or flight response. D. Initiating the synthesis of adrenaline. The correct answer is C. Noradrenaline is a neurotransmitter involved in the fight or flight response in the body. What is the primary site of action for dopamine in the body? A. Nervous system. B. Endocrine system. C. Cardiovascular system. D. Gastrointestinal system. The correct answer is A. Dopamine primarily acts as a neurotransmitter in the nervous system. Which enzyme converts serotonin, also known as 5-HT, to melatonin? A. Serotonin N-acetyltransferase. B. Aromatic L-amino acid decarboxylase. C. Monoamine oxidase. D. Acetylcholinesterase. The correct answer is A. Serotonin N-acetyltransferase is the enzyme that converts serotonin to melatonin in melatonin's biosynthesis pathway. What is the water-soluble form of bilirubin excreted in urine? A. Conjugated bilirubin. B. Unconjugated bilirubin. C. Biliverdin. D. Bilinogen. The correct answer is A. Conjugated bilirubin is the water-soluble form excreted in urine after being conjugated in the liver. Which of the following substances is a neurotransmitter derived from the amino acid tyrosine, and also acts as a precursor for adrenaline and noradrenaline? A. Melatonin. B. Dopamine. C. Serotonin, 5-HT. D. Noradrenaline. The correct answer is B. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter derived from the amino acid tyrosine that serves as a precursor for the synthesis of adrenaline and noradrenaline.